Hello again. Welcome back to the Big Condo Records podcast. I am your host, Hayley Jane. And tonight I've got a handsome young man with me today called Bobby.
Yes.
He's from a band called Underclass and they are from Wigan. So can you tell us a bit about your band, Bobby?
So our band, Underclass. If you've not heard about the name yet, get on it. Send this band in Wigan. So basically, we're just imagine if an AC/DC and Arctic Monkeys had a love child, and just bounced off the back of that, and then with a banging stage presence to match.
There we go. That's the Underclass.
Icing on the
There
cake.
we go. Fabulous. And how many members in your band?
We've got 4 members. We've got me, Bobby. We've got our lead guitarist, Matthew. I sometimes play rhythm guitar if I'm feeling it. And then we've got our bassist, Dylan, sound lad. And Louis, sound lad, he's our drummer.
Okay.
One of the best drummers going.
And how did you all get together?
So we all got together. Now this is a long story, if you're ready for it.
Give us the highlights.
The highlights. So we started off. How did we start now? So I learned to play guitar in the 22, the Christmas, and my nan bought me a guitar, and then I think it was on the 16th of January, broke up with my bird, and I weren't mates with my lead guitarist at the time, and then I was just like, oh, come on then. I'll send him a message over and see if he wants to practice because I knew he played guitar. So I was like, go on. I'll message him and see what goes on. And then he was like, yeah, come on, come down mine. We'll have a drink and we'll finger. And that drink turned into getting absolutely pissed. But yeah, so we did that. Played whatever, first tune. And then stuff happened. It just went on. And for a while we thought, I can't remember who the act was that he said. But he said that we should do like a 2 acoustic thing and just go with it like that, because we were struggling to find band members at the start. But then luckily he got with someone.
Who's this?
The
One of your band members.
guitarist.
Yeah.
So he got with someone who knew Dylan, our bassist. So he met him at a party, I think, and so we became mates with him, and he was like, yeah, I play bass. So he's like, oh yeah, just come down my pub, because he's got a pub in the back garden, so it was just like, we just practicing there. So he's like, yeah, just come down ours, and we'll finger it, we'll just do a little jam
Have a little
session.
jam and see where it goes.
So we started playing, and we were like, do you know what, yeah, we could use a bassist, now just all we need is a drummer. And for some reason our bassist just hid it for us for a while, that he knew a drummer, I think. But I feel like he just got back in contact with him, and said hello. And then the drummer wasn't in a band, and he said, do you fancy being in a band? And then he was like, yeah, go on then. So we were like, yeah, go on. We were originally going to have 2 that we were going to audition, but, well, I say audition, but it weren't really like official, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, just try them out.
Yeah. So we went the first week, and Louis came in. He was the first one. The second we played a tune, we knew it. Like, honest to God, swear, honest. It was just
the right
it was,
fit.
it
It was
fit.
meant to be.
Yeah, it was meant to be. And then we played under a crappy name for a while, which I don't want to mention because it's horrific.
Go on, you've said it now.
No, it was the Hollows.
What's wrong with it?
Oh, it's terrible.
It's not. It's not too bad.
And we did like pop music. Oh God, it was awful.
But it's a starting point. That's where you kind of all just came together by the off chance, and you didn't know it was going to happen, and you just all found each other. And,
Yeah.
And you've all gelled, and you've formed
Underclass. It's like, it's all one smooth.
And why have you called
transition.
yourself Underclass?
Funny story. So yeah.
Another one.
Another funny story. Yeah. So I was going to work on a Saturday morning because I used to work. Where did I used to work? I used to work at like a restaurant as a KP. So I was going to work before it. I was just like, I was incredibly bored, and we all weren't really happy with the name. So we were like, oh, do you know what? Go on then. We'll just try and think of different names. So we were thinking for ages, like 2 months, like period of like 3 months, on different names we could use. And I was listening to, while I was getting ready for work, I was listening to Bring It On Down by Oasis. And in it says, you're the Underclass. And I just went, you're the Underclass. And I grabbed a crappy little leaflet, started writing it out, and I just wrote a little line, Underclass, all in capitals, and then another line, And I looked at it, I just sat back and went,
Oh,
That's
God.
the shit. That. I took a picture of it, sent it straight to Matthew. I was like, yeah, we're having that. He showed him. I was like, I know you hate like changing it constantly, but he was like, yeah, no, we're going with that. And
So
then
you
we
can
showed
see
everyone else.
that name up in lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, fabulous.
And just went straight for
And there
that.
you got the Underclass.
Mm.
And what kind of, you write your own original material, so what kind of music do you write?
So it's like, it's quite odd because so some of them start with like just riffs, or in the sense of just power chords, and then like we just work it out. Like we'll use like a variety of different, like every other band does. Like
So this is
like,
your process, how you kind of...
yeah. So I process really. So I'll sit at home, and I'll just jam, and then I'll come up with something, and then I'll start writing lyrics to it, and then I'll attempt to get through the lyrics as much as I can, and then I'll say, "Here, lads, I've got a tune," and then we'll go down to the like where we rehearse, and then we'll go over it and we'll go, oh, yeah, it's a tune that, and then we'll all do our individual bits, and then if we all have an idea, I'll just punch the mic then. Apologies.
All right.
But yeah, if there's of areas which another band member thinks, because we always hear stories about bands who like fight, but I don't think we've ever fought once.
It's a shame that, isn't it? You can't, if you're going to be part of a team and we all accept each other's ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like because
Yeah.
we accept criticism well.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure you
never
probably
fight.
have your moments, don't you? But
Yeah, we have our moments, but
In general, yeah.
In general, we accept the criticism and we make a tune out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think because with our songwriting, it just feels as if it's going up and up and up and up, and it just feels like it's getting better.
Yeah. And where did your inspiration come from? What sparks that riff, or what sparks that little bit of lyric that you find?
It's odd. It really is odd. I say it sort of how Noel Gallagher put it. He says you'll be sat there, and it'll just come out the air. Like you'll be playing a riff. You could play this riff for weeks, months. I've had riffs where I've been playing them for months. Couldn't get a single thing out of it. But you'll sit there and one day you'll come across it, and you'll just pluck something at the air. That one little thing will come in your head. Or when you're doing something like you're drinking a cup of tea, or you're writing something,
And
just
you'll
comes.
sing a little random line.
Yeah, and it'll come
Yeah.
up, and then you'll go home and you'll be like, I need to get on that. I need to remember it. You write it in your notes, and then you write it, and then it just comes. Then, like every time I've wrote a song, it's never been elongated over like a period. It's always been instant. Like I write it in the space of 10 minutes.
I was just going to say, what was the quickest song that you've written?
Yeah, I'd say the quickest song that I've written is our debut single. Our debut single,
Our debut single, yes.
which I forgot the name of.
You're about to promote your single.
I'm about to promote the single, but I forgot the name of it.
Can you remember the name?
Supercharged Rockstar.
Supercharged
Get on it.
Rockstar, there we go.
Absolute tune.
You were telling me before that you wrote a song literally the day before you did a gig, and
Yeah, that was a tune.
that was the tune.
So the night before, I was absolutely pissed because it was funny. And another funny story. Surprise. My life's just full of funny moments. You know what I mean? I'm like a walking just comedian, but on the outside, I don't even know what I just said. But yeah. So I was pissed, and I was in this pub, and this fella who used to be in the band called the Arcanes. Don't know if you know them. They were well known around Scam. I was talking to the lead singer out of them. I was just having a little chat to him, and then I just got into the mood for writing music. I don't know why. I went home, and then I had the riff, like I said earlier. Like I just had it for ages. I had the riff for I'd say about 2 weeks, and then I started playing it. I was like, I'm getting something here, and then I wrote that. I'd say 5-6 minutes. It was done.
And it was ready to perform.
It was ready to perform. The day after, came in, I said, lads, listen to this. Played it. Matthew hopped on the riff. Dylan hopped on the bass. And then we just worked out like a little chorus bit, and that was it. Song done. We performed it the same night.
Brilliant.
It was incredible.
Yeah. So let's go back to your roots a little bit then. So I know you're only 18, so you're only still young, and you've been in your band, did you say, for about a year?
Yes.
About a year. But let's go back to when you was really young. What was you exposed to when you was a little child? What was your influences? What music did your parents listen to, or were your parents musical as well?
Yeah.
Where did your inspiration come from?
The odd thing is, my father used to absolutely piss my mum off to the absolute extreme, because he had decks, and this was back in the 2000s, and he had decks and like speakers that were like that big. And every time my mum would go out there, she'd just whack it up to full volume, and I'd just sit there bopping my head and stuff like that. And like, there's loads of pictures of me as a kid. I used to have a drum kit I used to just smash the shit out of all the time. And my parents always said, it's like, they feel like I've always been destined for that, because I always used to be like I myself, like through high school, I never was, like, I like music, but I never understood music in the sense that I do now. Like, I couldn't listen to a song and understand that it's a song.
Mm-hmm.
That's just incredible. Like, I never followed the mainstream in terms of music. It was always odd, like really odd, different areas. Like, I'll go from ranging from listening to Johnny Cash, who was one of the main reasons for me starting to play guitar, to like listening to like obviously donk music because of my dad.
What music?
Donk music. It's like
oh right,
that
my dad hated that kind of stuff as well. Yeah, most dads do.
Yeah, but it was alright.
So who exposed you to the Johnny Cash?
No one.
No one.
No, my dad liked him, but he never really mentioned him in a sense. Like, I think the first song I heard by Johnny Cash was either Hurt, the cover of Nine Inch Nails, or it was The Highwayman, by The Highwayman. It weren't written by them, it was written by a different geezer, but still, but the way they made that song stand out, it's like, still today I listen to that song and just think it's incredible. It's a masterpiece of music. Like, it is incredible. Because it's just. Oh.
So you said to me before, I said, what got you into music and what inspired you to play the guitar? And you said Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash, yeah. Johnny Cash and all the Highwaymen. Like, there was Waylon Jennings, Chris Christopherson, and Johnny Cash and Willie Nelson. All four of them musicians.
Like a little old man, aren't you? He was only 18, bless him.
Honestly.
You'd have had a good conversation with my dad.
I just, all of them, all of them country, like, they just, the way they could craft the sound into masterpieces that easily. Well, I say easily because you don't know what goes on behind the scenes, do you really? But the songs they could output are just so incredible. I feel as if the genre that offers the most, like, the best songwriting is country, in my opinion.
Oh, my dad was a country singer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, he was a country singer in a band. He was the lead singer. Yeah.
Oh,
So we got brought up with the Johnny Cash. Yeah. Well, I don't say Elvis was country, was he? But Elvis.
Well, he was like on the twang. Wasn't he?
Yeah. So that was kind of where you inspired from. So did you start playing guitar when you was young? How did all that happen?
I used to look at guitars, and I used to think, how the hell can you play that? Like, I mean, I suppose you do that with any instrument. I mean,
I've literally just taken delivery today of a ukulele, and I'm going to do a course in 2 weeks. And I've got it, and I'm excited. I'm like, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do.
But it's like, once you understand an instrument, the first instrument you learn, once you understand that, you sort of just understand the basics of every other instrument that comes after it. Because I can't possibly begin to think of a time when I didn't know how to play an instrument.
You can't remember that now because it's just back of the hand now.
It's
weird.
Yeah. It's like it just comes natural.
So what instruments do you play?
Well, I mean, guitar. I can play the harmonica.
Oh, nice.
I can also play the piano terribly.
But I'm sure with a bit of practice.
With a bit of practice, I could get it down.
And
it's all just chords, but it's just the way you do the chords.
Or introduce some harmonica to your music, because that's one of my favourite sounds.
Oh, yeah.
I love the harmonica. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fabulous. So how old was you when you started playing the guitar then?
2022. That's a good question, that, actually, that I can't seem to think off the top of my head. I think I was 16.
Wow, okay.
So I was 16, so I started quite late.
It's still quite early for some people.
It's still quite early, like, but it's in terms of
because some people
musicians, it's quite late. Because some people start playing from like 8, don't they? Like the pioneers. But no, 16 was for me. I sort of just learned it dead quick. Like I'd say within 3, like I wrote a tune, terrible tune, horrific tune, but everyone starts somewhere.
Yeah, you've got to be willing to fail first, yeah.
You've got to fail before you improve.
Yes.
But so I wrote a tune, it was terrible. My parents were like, you can't just play the same 2 chords over and over again and expect it to be a good tune. And I was like, you can eventually if you're good enough. But I weren't. So it was a terrible tune, but it was a tune. And I feel like that's a driving point for me getting better. And I feel like that's why I learned quicker, because I enjoyed every moment of it. And Like, I still feel like I'm improving now, but I'm at a stage where I feel like I use the guitar as a way to allow my ideas to come out, and I can write a tune. I use it as a writing tool rather than an instrument.
Oh, wow, okay.
In my opinion, that's how I use it. But yeah, I'd say that's how I like started playing guitar and stuff like that.
Yeah. So your nan bought your guitar, and
Just went
so
off it.
when you was younger, did you have a desire to be a musician? Did you think that was going to be your career?
Not really.
No.
In the sense that I was, because it never appealed to me really. Because I was always lost in a sense of what I wanted to do. I mean, I suppose everyone is really lost in a sense of what you want to do as a kid.
Yeah.
Because there's so many avenues you can take. Obviously, you've got your generic fireman, I want to be an astronaut and all that crap. But in terms of that, I never really aspired to be it until I saw and started watching. Like, I used to sit and watch every time after school. I'd come in, and for 2 hours after school, I'd sit and watch Nebworth. Like Nebworth, Oasis playing Nebworth in '96. I used to just sit and watch, and I'd just watch it every day. I'd see the same tunes, because it's the same tunes, but it's just the aspect of them being on the stage and the presence, and it's just,
how it moves you as the viewer, like, wow, it's what it sparks inside, and you just got that feeling like,
I was just like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
So it was, that's when it
And
started,
how you
really.
are. Yeah.
That's when
So now you're in a band. So what's your goals? You're obviously part of the Big Condo Records Weekender.
We are indeed.
Yes.
If you've not heard about that, which I suppose you have heard about it if you're watching this, and if you're hearing about it, I'm watching this, I'm not coming.
Sort it out.
There's issues.
Yeah.
There is issues. But yeah.
And what date are you performing at the Big
So
Condo?
performing on the Friday,
On the Friday,
which is
this Friday.
This Friday, which is the 7th.
7th.
The
yeah.
7th. There we go.
And what
Right.
venue?
We're performing at the Zanzibar. I
Lovely.
believe it's called the Eminent Stage that we're performing on.
Lovely. And you're looking forward to it?
Oh, I.
Yeah.
Oh, I am. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to get the crowd going.
Get the crowd
The
going.
crowd's going to be going. They're going to be jumping. We're going to love it. We're all going to have a class time.
And you're going to enjoy being part of the team and networking with the other artists.
Oh, yeah.
And
See, that's one of my favourite bits about gigs. Like, just sitting back in a green room and just chatting with everyone else. Because, I mean, it's a generic thing to say, like, but there is a lot of characters you meet in the music industry, in that sense. So it's just like...
And everyone's got
chat.
their own little stories.
Exactly,
yeah.
And you just chat until it's
lovely.
your time to come on now.
Lovely to
Nothing to
network.
run with.
Yeah. So I believe you applied to Big Condo to be a part of this weekender.
We did indeed.
Yeah. What did that feel like when you got the email? Like, oh.
Sort of a shock, yeah. It was like...
Yeah.
I was driving in a car, in Matthew's car, and he was like, oh, yeah, by the way, we got accepted into a festival. I was like, hey, what?
Hey, what? Did you have to submit some of your material?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
We did, with a nod far away.
Yeah, he's the responsible member of the band, this one.
Indeed.
Yeah. So obviously that must have been like a confidence boost. That's like a record label's listen to your music, enjoyed it so much so that they've given you an opportunity to kind of come and experience a festival.
Yeah, it is incredible. I mean, it's just an opportunity. It's been provided, hasn't it? It's just...
It's exciting, isn't it? Yeah. So, I was going to ask you what type of music that you do really quickly, because we're about to close up. What's your music? What type of music is it?
So our music's like, it just punches you in the face. It gets you going. It gets you jumping most of all. It's live, it's punchy, it's on it. It's like, it's just... Oof.
Rock?
It gets you going, yeah, rock. Indie rock, basically. It's like Arts and Monkeys, AC/DC, as I said earlier. Just combined.
Put mine together.
With
And as an
smash.
18-year-old, where do you want to take it?
I always say, if you get in a band and you don't want to be as big as the Beatles, what's the point in trying?
What's the point, folks? There
What's
you go.
the point?
You can see Bobby and his band, Underclass, this Friday, the 7th of June. What was the location?
Zanzibar, Eminent Stage.
Eminent Stage this Friday. It's been a pleasure to meet you, Bobby, and we look forward to seeing how you and your band grow and evolve. And that's it for this episode of the Big Condo Records podcast. That's Hayley Brown and Bobby. See you again next time.
See you later.